There are places on Earth so dangerous, so hostile, so
20
unforgiving
most
that
dangerous
stepping foot
places
there
on Earth where you
could
wouldn't
be the
last a
last thing
minute.
you ever do. Some
It's
are
kind of
haunted by
crazy.
radiation, others by predators, poison, or nature's wrath. But all of them share one thing in common. You wouldn't last a minute. These are the 20 most dangerous places on Earth. Our planet is beautiful, but it's also deadly. Beneath the stunning landscapes and tourist photos lie places that were never meant to be tamed.
Oh
From
shit.
bubbling lakes
Oh.
and nuclear wastelands to death traps disguised as natural wonders. This is your tour of the most extreme,
That's a
toxic,
dry-ass
and
desert.
terrifying locations on Earth. If you're looking for paradise, turn back now. 1. Bermuda Triangle, Atlantic Ocean. This stretch of ocean between
Hold on, let me
Florida,
see something.
Bermuda Triangle,
Bermuda. So it's between Bermuda, Puerto Rico, and Florida.
Atlantic Ocean. This stretch of ocean between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico has
Where the fuck is Bermuda though? Like, is Bermuda a place where niggas
swallowed
visit?
planes, ships, and entire crews without a trace. Scientists blame rogue waves, magnetic anomalies, and heavy traffic. Conspiracy theorists suggest something stranger. But whatever the reason, hundreds have vanished. And once you're in the triangle, you're on your own. Navigation systems fail, radios cut out, storms appear without warning. Some pilots report losing time or seeing strange lights before disappearing from radar.
The Bermuda Triangle is a place where people disappear mysteriously, and it has no logical, no conventional, no natural explanation.
Entire cargo ships have vanished, their last coordinates placing them in calm waters. Sailors and pilots still avoid the area, and insurance companies hike premiums for those who dare. Whether science or something darker, one fact remains: enter the Bermuda Triangle and you might never come back. It's
Why-
not just folklore.
Why? You see, look, and bro, and this is another thing I'm about to get at right now, bro. So currently, right now, technology, we could like have drones and shit that, you feel me, that could like fly. So like, why not kind of like, you know what I'm saying, set up stations somewhere closest to like the triangle and just send a whole bunch of drones in there with cameras to see what the fuck happens. You feel me, bro? Like, niggas just be dumb as fuck, bro.
The U.S. Navy has documented several aircraft losses.
I'm
in
not
the
gonna
area.
lie.
The most infamous case? Flight 19, a squadron of bombers that disappeared mid-mission in 1945. Their distress signals were normal until they weren't.
How can you lose 5 aircraft? And it's a good question. It's a question that still is around today.
The rescue planes sent after them vanished too. To this day,
Oh,
no
yeah,
wreckage has
GGs.
been found. The Bermuda Triangle keeps its secrets. Other stories tell of ghost ships drifting aimlessly, compasses spinning uncontrollably, and pilots confused by horizons that suddenly vanish. Rational minds blame weather and currents, but mystery has its own gravity. And in the Bermuda Triangle, it pulls everything down.
We had no idea what the Bermuda Triangle was or what
Really?
the effect of the Bermuda Triangle was. And later on, we said, that was it. We were there, and that's what happened. That's what affected our plane.
2. Boiling Lake, Dominica. Nestled in the rainforest, this volcanic lake reaches temperatures of nearly 200 degrees Fahrenheit.
Damn.
It bubbles, hisses, and emits clouds of toxic steam. One slip off the edge, and you're cooked alive. It may
Oh.
look like a hot spring,
It's
but
a
make no mistake, it's a death trap.
turkey.
The crust around the lake is unstable, and sudden steam explosions have occurred. The lake itself is often shrouded in fog, hiding its true size and activity. Nearby plants are scorched and animals steer clear. Even seasoned hikers must tread carefully. One misstep and rescue becomes impossible. Guides require permits to approach it, and tourists are advised not to linger. The lake has been known to drain and refill rapidly, a sign of the volcanic chaos brewing beneath.
So this
Its
is
deep
basically
gray
a volcano,
waters
bro.
constantly churn, making it impossible to predict when it might erupt
Gray
or
waters is
shift.
crazy.
It's not just heat you fear here, it's the unknown. Those who've gotten too close report burning lungs, sudden dizziness, and disorientation. The air itself is toxic, rich with sulfur, carbon dioxide,
Ooh.
and heat. Even
Ooh.
with gear, exposure must be limited. Nature boils here, not just water, but any living thing that stays too long. 3. Bolton Strid, England. It looks like a peaceful creek, but it's a killer in disguise. Underneath this narrow English stream is a deep rushing current that carves caverns into the stone. Locals say everyone who falls in disappears
Damn.
forever. What makes
Damn.
the Bolton Strid so deadly is its deceptive appearance. It looks like a place you'd step over, but its underwater channels can be 6 to 10 feet deep with jagged rocks and whirlpools.
The thing about the Strid is that
Nigga, you hitting mad rocks and shit,
It looks
imagine.
a lot narrower than it actually is. The underneath of it is hollowed out with pebbles that have kind of turned into potholes. So the currents trap and they just kind of swirl around endlessly.
There are no confirmed survivors, no bodies recovered, just silence and warnings carved into local legend. The Strid is part of the River Wharfe and narrows dramatically in this stretch. The sudden constriction increases the water pressure, turning a calm surface into a death machine. You'll hear birdsong, see moss-covered stones, and have no idea that beneath, the water churns like a blender. Even experienced swimmers wouldn't stand a chance. Rain makes it worse. What was once a tranquil stream becomes a roaring death trap. Its banks are slippery, and footing disappears. And if you fall, you won't even scream. The water closes over you instantly. 4.
Oof.
Danakil Depression, Ethiopia. This alien-looking landscape is a
Sulfuric,
toxic
wow,
nightmare.
sulfuric acid
Sulfur
right there.
springs, acid pools, and volcanic craters fill the area.
Damn.
Temperatures can reach 130 degrees Fahrenheit. The air burns your lungs. The ground can melt your shoes. It's stunning, it's surreal, and it's one of the most inhospitable
he
places
picking that
on
shit
Earth.
up.
Located at the junction
nigga
of
got the
3
cheese
tectonic
touch.
plates, the Danakil Depression is geologically alive. Earthquakes, lava lakes, and geysers add to the danger. Explorers
What
risk
the
heat stroke,
fuck?
burns, and toxic gas inhalation. Even experienced guides know no one lingers here long. Yet it draws researchers, photographers, and thrill seekers, all mesmerized by its neon pools
Yo,
and
I ain't gonna lie, bro, but a fit pick right here will go crazy. I gotta take one right here. I'm not gonna lie. Nigga, I could take a fit pick right here, nigga. What?
steaming
I go
vents.
crazy.
But the terrain is ever changing. What was solid ground today could collapse tomorrow. Salt mines dot the region, worked by Afar nomads who've adapted to the extremes.
Yo,
For outsiders, the beauty
for
hides a
sure I gotta
violent
take a
chemical
fit pick right
reality.
here.
Even scientific
me?
equipment
But that's when I'm rich,
malfunctions
though.
here. Drones fail. Batteries die faster. It's a place that drains the living and the mechanical alike. And should the ground quake beneath your feet, there's nowhere to run. 5. Death Valley, USA. This California desert is no joke. Ground temperatures here have hit over 200 degrees Fahrenheit. People have died within hours from dehydration and heat stroke. Even your car can overheat and trap you. It's beautiful,
Yeah,
but it's
GG.
a furnace. Despite its name, tourists still flock here. Some underestimate the heat, bringing too little water or getting lost.
Amid a heat wave that has gripped the United States,
Walking
from
after 10
Florida
a.m. not
to California,
recommended.
This furnace valley is expected to hit the record of 54 degrees Celsius during the day.
In the past, even experienced hikers have collapsed within sight of help. Park rangers warn visitors constantly. Plan ahead or don't come at all. The landscape deceives. 1 minute, you're walking past painted canyons. The next, you're collapsing in the shade of your own shadow. Cell signals vanish. So does your sense of direction. And as the sun reflects off the sand, it cooks you from above and below.
Should cook you like a
In
turkey.
Death Valley, your margin for error is razor thin. Even the wildlife knows how to conserve energy here. Coyotes travel at dusk, snakes hide under rocks, and you've got 5 hours of water, if you're lucky. Miss your turn, and you'll discover why it earned the name Death Valley. 6. Devil's Pool,
shit.
Victoria Falls, Zambia. A natural pool sits at the edge of a 354-foot drop. Tourists swim here for the thrill. One wrong step and you're over the falls. No second chances. It's the ultimate dare, and sometimes the river wins. Guides are trained to know the safe seasons, but even then, the flow of the Zambezi River is unpredictable. Strong currents can shift rocks or pull swimmers too close to the edge. Rescue is nearly impossible. It's a selfie spot with a deadly backdrop. Every year, hundreds brave the pool during dry season when the water level lowers just enough. But even then, only inches separate life from death. A slight misstep, a sudden surge,
You
and
cook.
you're tumbling over the roaring cascade. Locals
Look at that
have a name
rainbow
for
right
the
there.
falls, the smoke that thunders.
Yeah,
And
you
in
gonna get
Devil's
cooked.
Pool, one scream can be lost in the roar forever. The surrounding rocks are slippery and sharp, shaped by centuries of force. Visitors often feel dizzy from the sheer drop. Even experienced swimmers admit the pool's beauty masks its wrath, and one wrong step here is forever. 7. Elephant's Foot, Chernobyl, Ukraine. After the Chernobyl disaster, a molten mass of radioactive
niggas about
material
this shit.
formed beneath the reactor. It's called the Elephant's Foot. Just minutes of exposure to it can be fatal.
What the fuck?
Even today, it remains one of the most radioactive objects on Earth. When it first formed, the radiation levels were so high that just looking at it could burn your retinas. Today it's less deadly,
Yo.
but still incredibly dangerous. Protective suits and remote cameras are required to get near it, and even then, you're playing with fire.
The nuclear meltdown at Chernobyl in Ukraine was 30 years ago, but the crisis is still with us today. That's because radiation virtually never dies.
The elephant's foot is a deadly reminder of human failure. Composed of uranium, graphite, and reactor core material, it once emitted over 10,000 roentgens per hour. It could kill within 300 seconds. Though its potency has declined, its legacy hasn't. Scientists study it from afar, while urban explorers risk their lives just to glimpse it. But one thing's clear. It was born in catastrophe, and it still radiates death. Photographs of it blur and warp from radiation. Early researchers used mirrors to look at it indirectly. Some of the first people to enter the chamber are no longer alive. It sits silent, but its danger screams through time. 8. Great Blue Hole, Belize. This underwater sinkhole is breathtaking and deadly. Strong currents, sudden drops, and deep caves have claimed divers' lives. And then there are the sharks. Dive here, and you're not at the top of the food chain.
There's a massive underwater sinkhole off the coast of Belize that extends 125 meters into the Earth's crust.
There's
It's
ships there
called
though.
the Great Blue Hole.
The hole goes over 400 feet deep, and the deeper you go, the darker and more disorienting it becomes. Nitrogen narcosis, poor visibility, and limited rescue options make this one of the most dangerous dive sites on Earth. It's not for amateurs. What looks like paradise from above becomes a vertical abyss below. The limestone caverns contain sharp formations, tight squeezes, and the remains of lost divers. Bull sharks and hammerheads are common here. Many enter for beauty, but it's depth, darkness, and disorientation that often seal their fate. Local guides know the risks. Decompression sickness, equipment failure, and panic have claimed lives. Once you cross a certain depth, turning back becomes a race against physics. Here, beauty comes at a steep, vertical cost. 9. Lake Karachay, Russia. Used as a dumping ground for nuclear waste during the Cold War, this lake is more toxic than Chernobyl. Standing near it for just an hour can kill you. Today it's sealed off, but its danger still leaks into the environment.
Nigga, they got no gloves on. They gotta wear
In the
gloves.
1950s and 60s, radioactive sludge was poured directly into the lake. When droughts caused the lake bed to dry, radioactive dust was carried by the wind into nearby towns. Thousands were affected. Even today, the region suffers from high cancer rates. It's a silent, invisible killer. To prevent further spread, the lake was filled with concrete blocks and gravel. But that's a temporary bandage on a deep wound. Beneath the surface, radiation pulses like a heartbeat. It's a nuclear graveyard, one that humanity built and may never fully bury. It remains off limits, with warning signs posted for miles. Birds avoid it. Locals whisper about it.
А почему у вас нет с собой защитного костюма, как у нас?
Потому что мне не дали.
Вообще, вы не боитесь без какой-то защиты сюда приходить к атомному озеру?
Долго не Главное, нет. Главное, долго не находиться.
No fish swim, no reeds grow. It's a dead lake, humming with the ghosts of uranium. 10. Lake Natron, Tanzania.
Insane works.
This caustic lake turns red in the sun and is so alkaline it can calcify animals on contact. Birds that land here often don't survive, their bodies preserved like statues. Step in unprotected, and you're next. The lake's pH can reach 10.5. Almost as caustic as ammonia. The red hue comes from salt-loving microorganisms. Despite the danger, some flamingos nest here, adapted to its harsh chemistry. But for anything else, even a short swim can be fatal. It's a paradox.
Shit, Coyote
The lake
Peterson went there?
supports life, but only certain kinds. Fish can't survive.
Oh.
Human skin burns within seconds, and animals that die here are mummified by the salt, leaving behind eerie monuments to nature's chemical cruelty. The lake looks like a mirror, but it reflects death. Photographer Nick Brandt captured haunting images of calcified animals along the shore, and locals, though used to its presence, rarely venture close. The line between life and death here is measured in minutes, or inches. 11. Mariana Trench, Pacific Ocean. The deepest point on Earth, nearly 7 miles down. It's pitch black, freezing cold. And the pressure is so intense it would crush a submarine. If something down there doesn't kill you, the environment will. Few manned missions have made it to the bottom. The pressure is over 1,000 times what we feel at sea level. Unknown creatures lurk in the abyss, adapted to darkness and pressure beyond comprehension. It's a place built to keep us out, and it succeeds. One of the few who made it down? Director James Cameron, in a custom sub. He described the silence as oppressive, the creatures as alien. Temperatures hover near freezing, and visibility is zero. No light reaches this world, and for humans, it's a dive into the jaws of the unknown. Some scientists believe life here may hold clues to extraterrestrial survival, but the cost of exploring it, millions in technology and lives on the line, makes it one of the most forbidding places ever
Okay, bro,
visited.
niggas got too
12.
much people anyways.
Nika Crystal Cave,
So
Mexico.
you might as well.
Massive crystals stretch across this underground cave. But
That
the
shit
heat
tough.
is over 130 degree Fahrenheit and the humidity hits 100%.
It's 90 to 100% relative humidity inside this cave.
Wanna take a flick there.
And it's always over 113 degrees Fahrenheit. You might think, well, 113 degrees isn't that bad. It gets 140 degrees in the deserts in Iraq all the time. But the relative humidity in those deserts is 10%. In this cave, there's so much humidity you can't sweat and cool your body off.
Without a special
Oh.
suit, you'll die in minutes. The cave was discovered accidentally by miners, and its crystals are among the largest ever found. Some over 30 feet long, but the air inside is like a sauna. Breathing becomes nearly impossible and electronics fail. Its beauty wrapped in suffocation. Researchers can only stay inside for 20-30 minutes with full cooling gear. Sweat doesn't evaporate, making heat stroke a constant threat.
Yo, bro, he
One
got
wrong
his shit
turn and
taken
you're
off, though.
disoriented. With no signal and no second chances. The
Nigga don't
crystals
even
may
got gear
sparkle,
on, though.
but they shimmer above a grave. Some call it the most beautiful death trap on Earth. The crystals are millions of years old, fragile and irreplaceable. But to get near them, you risk everything. And most visitors never make it inside. Inside, the silence is deafening. Sound is absorbed by the crystals. Breathing becomes audible. Every step feels like walking on a boiling moon. The walls drip with condensed moisture that never dries. It's a surreal, otherworldly environment that embraces you in heat and chokes you in silence. 13. Oymyakon, Russia. The coldest inhabited place on Earth. Temperatures drop below 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Eyelashes freeze, skin dies. Your breath can crystallize in the air, and if your engine stalls, you freeze too. Residents use car battery warmers and keep engines running. Any exposed skin can frostbite in seconds.
Oof.
Forget boiling water. Here it turns to snow mid-air. It's life on the edge of extinction every single day. Locals bury their dead quickly because the ground freezes solid. Schools close only at below 61 degree Fahrenheit. Tourists often suffer frostbite within minutes. It's not just cold. It's brutal, silent, and relentless. Oymyakon
I will
isn't
never
just a
go
town.
there.
It's
That's
a
a
test of
dub.
survival. Falling asleep outside, even for a few minutes, can be fatal. Roads crack from the cold. Breathing feels like inhaling glass. And if you fall, there's no one coming to help.
One of the many day-to-day hardships of living in a place like this, aside from the temperature, this morning it's minus 54, is the complete lack of running water. These places have no pipes.
The cold gets into everything. Ink freezes in
Fuck outta
pens.
here, nigga.
Lashes break off with a blink. Cell phones die in seconds. The sun offers no warmth, only the illusion of safety. In Oymyakon, the air itself is an enemy. 14.
So niggas was wanna
Ruined
live there
Island,
then.
Marshall Islands.
The fuck I look like
A crumbling
living in
concrete dome
great-
covers radioactive waste from U.S. nuclear
snow.
testing. Cracks are forming. Rising seas threaten to breach it. If the dome breaks, radioactive fallout will flood the Pacific.
That is the massive amount of water that has suddenly become airborne is absolutely incredible.
Nicknamed the
shit.
Tomb, it contains over 3 million cubic feet of waste. Locals fear what lies beneath. Scientists warn the dome wasn't built to last this long or to handle climate change. It's a ticking time bomb in the ocean. Built in haste during the Cold War,
Oh yeah,
the
that's
dome
it.
is
We're cooked.
unlined, meaning seawater already seeps in. Satellite imagery shows structural instability. If a major storm or earthquake hits, the Pacific's ecosystem could face an invisible plague. Environmental groups have called it one of the greatest unacknowledged threats of our time. And as ocean levels rise, so does the fear. What was once buried may soon return. Many living nearby suffer from unexplained illnesses. Children play on contaminated sand. Activists call for international aid, but silence remains the loudest response. The ocean waits, and so does the dome. 15. Skeleton Coast,
Hey,
Namibia.
GGs.
Fog,
Skeleton Coast.
shipwrecks, and endless desert. This coast is a sailor's graveyard. Wildlife here is brutal. Hyenas, lions, and snakes roam the dunes. It's
Yeah,
not called the
that's all I got-
Skeleton Coast for
That's
nothing.
all I gotta know.
It's a section of coastline in Namibia on the Skeleton Coast. It's quite famous among certain circles for being called the Skeleton Coast because there are shipwrecks strewing the length and breadth of the coast. There's no access to the area whatsoever, and generally if you were shipwrecked there, you were stuck. And what we've found is there's no fresh water for a 300-mile section of coastline.
Portuguese sailors once called it the Gates of Hell. Shipwreck survivors often died of thirst or were eaten by predators. The coast remains desolate, and even modern navigation struggles with the fog. Nature here doesn't forgive. Sandstorms hide jagged metal wrecks. Whale bones bleach under the sun. Ghost towns with decaying buildings tell stories of failed outposts. It's cinematic, eerie, and utterly unforgiving. The shifting sand buries everything. Navigation is nearly impossible. Aircraft avoid it, and for anyone stranded here, there's only the wind, the bones, and silence. The sky above is often a pale gray dome. Visibility drops, compasses spin. And beyond the rusted hulls and cracked bones, only the desert answers your cries. Here, survival isn't just difficult, it's almost mythical. 16. Snake Island, Brazil. 1 snake per square meter. And not just any snake. The golden lancehead viper's venom melts flesh and kills in under an hour.
Damn.
Even the Brazilian Navy stays away. Researchers need military approval to visit and must wear protective gear. The snakes evolved in isolation, becoming more toxic than their mainland cousins. Even a brush with one is fatal. It's paradise for vipers, and hell for humans. Their venom causes internal bleeding, kidney failure, and brain hemorrhaging. The snakes rest in trees, fall from branches, and slither through underbrush. You don't walk through Snake Island. You hope it lets you leave.
And in here, you don't have to walk that much, and you can see many snakes. So it's these are special conditions you can never find anywhere else. I mean, here is the biggest abundance of venomous snakes in the world.
The island is so dangerous it's been closed to the public for years. Myths say pirates left treasure there, guarded by venom. But no gold shines brighter than the yellow flash of a lancehead striking. 17. Vozrozhdenia Island. RLC, once a Soviet bioweapons testing site, now abandoned. Anthrax, plague, and other horrors were buried here, but not safely. Today it leaks into the soil and sea. The island was once remote, but shrinking waters have connected it to the mainland. Scientists fear that leftover pathogens may spread to nearby populations. Disinfection was incomplete. What lies buried could still infect or kill. In the 1980s, the Soviet military tested some of the deadliest diseases here, including smallpox and tularemia. Records are vague, and cleanup efforts were rushed. When the Aral Sea dried up, the island became a peninsula, increasing the risk of human contact. Wind carries dust from exposed soil and possibly microscopic killers. It's not just history buried here, it's biological time bombs. Few outsiders are allowed to enter. The region is remote, windswept, and eerie. Rusting equipment, abandoned bunkers, and dead silence greet those who dare explore. Scientists have detected genetic traces of weaponized bacteria, and worst of all, we don't know exactly what's left beneath the sand. Locals call it a cursed zone. The winds whisper past rusting Soviet trucks, and cracked buildings still hold vials marked with skulls. The sun beats down, but it doesn't bring warmth, only warnings. 18. Yungas Road, Bolivia. Known as Death Road, this cliffside path claims hundreds of lives each year. No guardrails, narrow roads, fog. One wrong move, and you're gone. Cyclists and thrill seekers try it anyway. Many don't make it back. Rain makes the dirt road slick. Landslides are frequent. And the drop? Over 2,000 feet. Buses, trucks, and cars all use the same one-lane path. It's less a road, more a tightrope over death. Crosses line the roadside, marking where vehicles have fallen. Visibility drops to 0 in seconds. Drivers honk constantly around blind turns, praying someone hears. One flat tire, one panic swerve, and it's over. Yungas Road demands precision and punishes the slightest error. Even in daylight, fog rolls in so thick drivers can't see their own bumpers. Tires slip on mud, brakes fail, tour buses plummet. It's estimated 200 to 300 people died here every year before alternative routes were built, and yet people still come for the thrill, or maybe to stare over the edge of mortality. And when night falls, the road becomes a shadowed gauntlet. Headlights reveal only a few feet ahead, and sometimes a ghostly shape where a vehicle once was. For many, the road never ends. It just drops. 19. Valley of Death, Russia. A volcanic valley where poisonous gases rise from the earth. Birds drop from the sky. Animals collapse where they stand. Step in without warning, and you die before you realize why. Carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide build up in low-lying areas. Hikers have reported dizziness and disorientation. Rescue teams often wear gas masks. It looks peaceful, until it isn't. The air itself turns hostile. Dead insects carpet the floor. Wolves and foxes are found frozen mid-stride. Trees wither at the roots. What seems like mist is actually toxic vapor. Even experienced explorers sometimes drop without warning. It's nature's own gas chamber, hiding beneath scenic snowcaps. It's part of the Kamchatka Peninsula, a land of volcanoes, geysers, and unfiltered primal power. Thermal vents create invisible clouds of death.
Don't go there,
One
bro.
moment, the breeze shifts. The
That shit's
next,
filled with
you're on the
volcanoes, geysers, and
Tourists
all other
often
shit.
don't know they've entered danger until it's too late. The landscape is dotted with warning signs, but few in English. Many tourists hike in without guides. And by the time the headache hits, the valley has already begun its work. 20. Madidi National Park, Bolivia. Beautiful, wild, and deadly. This rainforest is filled with venomous creatures, deadly parasites, and toxic plants. Even a scratch can become infected, and rescue is days away. Some plants cause hallucinations, others can paralyze. Insects spread diseases you've never heard of. Locals know the safe trails, but even they carry antidotes. It's a jungle where everything is alive, and everything is a threat. Flesh-eating bacteria live in the soil. Parasites enter through the skin or water. Ants can blind, spiders can kill. It's a place of ancient magic and modern danger, a paradise with teeth. To step off the path is to gamble with nature's wildest creations. Tourists often underestimate the risk. A cut becomes gangrene. A bite leads to fever. GPS fails beneath the dense canopy. In Madidi, it's not one predator that hunts you, it's everything.
The fuck is that?
And you won't know the mistake until it's too late. There are tribes that still live here, and even they avoid certain areas. Locals speak of zones where the birds stop singing. In Madidi, silence means danger, and when the jungle goes quiet, you'd better move or not at all. These places weren't made for people. They test the limits of survival,
They were made to people, but
reason,
yeah.
and sanity.
Hearing people
Some lure
is-
you in with beauty. Others wear their danger like a warning sign, but all of them
Niggas
share
just
one
dead
rule:
ass still
respect
be
the
thing.
land or pay the price. They remind us that Earth still holds secrets, and some should stay hidden. From toxic lakes to nuclear ruins, venomous jungles to
hold
haunted
too much
valleys,
secrets, bro.
danger doesn't always
This
announce
shit
itself.
don't be good for niggas, bro.
Sometimes it waits, quiet and still,
You know what I'm saying?
until you make the first
Bro, but it's
mistake.
good though, bro.
In
Maybe
these
this
places,
is where
every
we all
breath
gonna
could be
end
your
up going
last.
to when the
Every
time is
step could
right.
seal
Where
your
niggas just
fate.
gotta.
They're reminders that nature is not
Could be where
always a
niggas just
friend,
gotta.
and that some frontiers should never be crossed. So if you found this tour chilling, hit that like button and subscribe.
That shit is really crazy, bro.